Setting and achieving goals is not a uniquely human endeavor. Other animals set and attempt to achieve goals. A honeybee attempts to collect honey and bring it back to the hive. A herbivore will go out and forage for plants and will also have a need to reproduce at some point in its life. So it will need to find a mate and maybe even raise the young. Predators will have to hunt and kill and eat their food, and they have to avoid getting injured in that process. They also have to raise young, etc. So humans are among the other animals, or we could say the animals are among us, in the need to set goals and to make efforts to achieve those goals. Now, why do I emphasize this commonality of process? The reason I emphasize this commonality of process is that it turns out that there is one basic system by which all animals, including humans, set and attempt to achieve goals. Now, humans are unique in our ability to orient our mind toward immediate goals, moderately termed goals, meaning things that might exist on the scale of a week or a month or even a year, and very long-term goals, like a lifetime goal or a goal that lasts a decade or it takes a decade to achieve. That's what makes us unique. And of course, we don't have access to the mindset or the thinking or the emotions of other animals, but what we do know is that common neural circuits, meaning brain areas that are present in animal species and in humans, are responsible for orienting our thinking and our action toward particular goals. Another thing that's really unique about the human brain is that we are able to have multiple goals interacting at once. So for instance, we probably all have fitness goals, goals in relationships of different kinds, friendships and romantic partnerships, as well as maybe scholastic goals. Maybe you're in school, or you're pursuing some kind of learning outside of the school environment, or you have business goals or financial goals. We are able to have multiple goals at once. And other animals do this, but humans are unique in the ability to juggle a lot of goals. And actually, one of the major challenges in pursuing goals is that goal pursuit often interacts, meaning if you can spend 100% of your time chasing one particular goal, that might be very effective for that goal, but then we tend to fall back on some of our other goals. You can imagine how this plays out. If you're working very, very hard, you're solely focused on business, often your health will suffer. If you're solely focused on your health, often other things will suffer. And so we have to juggle both our goal setting and our goal pursuit. We've all heard that multitasking is bad. Okay, we've heard multitasking is bad. It doesn't allow for focus. If you want to achieve anything, you want to accomplish anything, you should not multitask. Well, turns out that's wrong. Turns out that there is a role for multitasking, but the multitasking has to be placed at a particular time within your goal-seeking behavior in order to be effective. Really nice study evaluated how long people are able to focus in different environments, how long they are able to stay concentrated on their work. And it turns out that number is exceedingly low. It turns out that most people, whether or not they're doing computer work or whether or not they're doing writing or accounting work or anything of that sort, can hold their attention for about 3 minutes at a time before they shift their attention off. That's ridiculously low when you first hear it, but that probably reflects a basic state of brain function that harkens back to a time when we were hunter-gatherers. I doubt that we were maintaining focus solidly for hours and hours and hours unless we were under some particular threat or in some particular crisis. Now, multitasking has been shown to have a very interesting physiological signature. When we multitask, when we jump back and forth between things, there's an increase in the neurotransmitter epinephrine, which is adrenaline. And so there are really nice studies now pointing to the fact that doing a bit of multitasking prior to jumping into some focused, goal-directed behavior, whether or not it's mental behavior or physical behavior, can actually be useful because it gets us into action. If you, for instance, find yourself cleaning up your house and also checking your phone and doing a number of things right at the point where you should be sitting down to write or do some focused work, it probably reflects some adaptive mechanism where you use action and somewhat varied multitasking action in order to generate adrenaline in your system, because adrenaline just gets you into action. Now, that's great, but you don't want to multitask throughout any kind of goal-seeking or goal pursuit behavior, because what's also very clear is that visual focus, and in particular contracting your visual window, bringing the aperture of what you see to a very fine point, can absolutely increase your clarity of goal seeking and the likelihood that you will pursue your goals.